Hi there, my name's Robert McLeman, and this is a short video for students in environmental studies at WIlfrid Laurier University, and it's about barrier islands. I'm on a barrier island right now. This is Grand Isle off the south coast of Louisiana near the mouth of the Mississippi River. Now, this barrier island is very important. It serves two very key functions in terms of both human well-being and the natural environment. Let's start with the natural environment. Barrier islands like this one are common features along many coastlines, and they are formed by longshore currents that deposit large amounts of sand parallel to the shore. And that's what we have here on the Gulf of Mexico. We have a longshore current that passes along here, and it brings sediment that's being carried into the Gulf by the Mississippi River and washes that along the shoreline. And eventually, as that sediment builds up, it comes above the surface of the water, and grasses and shrubs start to colonize it. And the roots of those grasses and shrubs stabilize the sand dunes and start the formation of the island. Now, you can't really see it on this direction. There's a lagoon behind the island. So the island is parallel to the shoreline. You've got the open ocean over to this direction here, where you see the waves pounding against the shore. But on the opposite side, on the inland side of the barrier island, there's a nice, calm, quiet, shallow waterway. And that is a very rich habitat for all sorts of birds and reptiles and amphibians. And the shallow waters make especially important habitat for small fish, especially for fish that are breeding. They'll go back there, and the small fish will shelter there till they're large enough to swim into the deeper waters. Now, there's another important ecosystem service that a barrier island provides besides as a refuge for wildlife, and that's that this barrier island protects the shoreline from the surges of water and large waves that accompany the big storms that come in off the Gulf of Mexico, some of which can be so large as to be hurricanes. And what happens with these hurricanes and other large storms is that they push in front of them a wall of water, and in some cases, like for example with Hurricane Katrina, in some parts of the shoreline that wall of water can be 15 or 20 feet high. And so when that wall of water comes towards the shoreline, the barrier island actually absorbs the impact of that storm surge. And so what happens is less water gets in to affect the inland areas that are behind the barrier island. So that's a very important feature for people who actually live back in the delta back that way. And one of the challenges though that we face in many parts of the world is that wherever you have barrier islands, it seems to be that humans want to develop them. I mean, take a look around me. It's a really nice sandy beach here. It's a little bit of an overcast day today, but for much of the year it's bright and sunny. And what often happens is that humans will want to change this into beachfront condominiums and a resort and a recreation area. And what inevitably happens when you do that is that you start to disturb the vegetation, and it's the roots of the vegetation that keep this barrier island where it is. Without the roots of the vegetation, this sand will start to migrate up and down the coast. In fact, if you get a large hurricane through here, the roots of the vegetation aren't enough to prevent the island from migrating. So if you were to build a house on this sand dune, on this barrier island here, one of the things that may happen to you is that 50 or 100 years from now, you may be surrounded by water because the island has migrated elsewhere. And so that's the concern that we have with barrier islands, is that we need to protect them, both to protect the biodiversity that's extremely rich in this type of environment, but also to save our own communities inland from the damage caused by coastal storms. And I guess just to wrap this up then, it's important for us to think about the science that goes along with this, in that studies have shown that in various parts of the world, communities that maintain their barrier islands, that maintain the ecological integrity of coastal marshes and other coastal features, they experience lower rates of damage and lower rates of fatalities when you do get a large coastal storm or a hurricane or a cyclone coming in. So even if you're not entirely motivated by the need to protect biological diversity, there's a self-interest for humans in making sure that these environments stay just the way they are. So So thanks for listening. Greetings again from Louisiana, and I'll talk to you again soon.